Welcome back everyone, this is SweetBattlescars again, and I'm back with another unboxing video. Today we're going to be looking at one of the most recent entries in the Monster Hunter Figure Builder series. Now, if you guys notice this box, there is no volume number here, and that is because this is a new branch of Figure Builder figures that Capcom has been releasing for Monster Hunter, with this being the first volume. I'm pretty sure this is the first volume. I haven't seen any other volumes in this new series, and what they're calling this new series is, you guys can see the plus word here, and I think they're calling it the Standard Model Plus, with this being the Rage version. So Monster Hunter Standard Model Plus Rage version. So there you go. It's kind of a long name. So that is the reason why it doesn't have a volume number, because I think it doesn't really belong in the typical volumes of the past Monster Hunter Figure Builder series of figures. So I guess they're going they're branching out into this different version, and there is another difference besides the difference in name and the fact that there is no volume number. Oh, by the way, there are two other volumes already announced for this series for the Standard Model Plus. I think they're releasing Volume 1 and Volume 2. Volume 1 might be here on December of this year, 2014 already. And I think Volume 2 is scheduled for early 2015. I think that's probably March. If I can't remember the dates exactly, but I'm pretty sure those are the dates. So we're seeing more of we're gonna be seeing more of this Standard Model Plus title with different versions, and I guess they, like I said, they call this the Rage version, and then we're getting volumes 1 and 2. Now the other difference besides the name is that this only comes with 6 figures. So 6 figures in this volume, so it is slightly smaller. If you guys remember in some of the earliest volumes in the Figure Builder series came with 9 figures. So we're getting a slightly smaller volume now. So we're gonna go ahead and unbox this anyway, and let's see what the figures look like. Now there is one figure here that pretty much, sold the set for me. That's the only if I could have that one figure, I'd be happy, but I went ahead and got the whole set, and I'll point out which one that is as soon as I see it. But there is one figure here, and those of you who know the set, who have seen pictures of the figures, might guess which figure that is. It's obviously my favorite monster in the game. But so we're gonna get to unboxing this. We have the nice boxes here, and I'm not gonna measure the boxes, but these do feel slightly bigger than your typical Figure Builder box. Maybe it's just me. I haven't opened one of these in a month, so maybe I'm slightly off, but these do feel pretty big, and we're gonna do some tests here and see if the figures are actually bigger. I'm gonna be making a comparison with one of the figures from previous volumes, and see how they stack up next to each other. So here we have our first figure. This is what's his name? Contour. So yeah, he looks pretty nice. And these are monsters that were featured in Monster Hunter 4, of course. And I don't think I saw the Monster Hunter 4 logo on the figure, on the boxes, or on the box for that matter. So it's not really I guess representative of Monster Hunter 4 or 4G, but it does feature monsters recently seen in that game. So I'm gonna put this figure together, and of course we have our nice mechanical joints here that snap together, or should snap together fairly easy. There you go. So this is a Contour with his pose when he's about to shoot his big ol' blast attack, and his arms are down. So pretty nice pose, I would say. You guys can see that the details on the figure are of a very good quality, as expected, of a figure in the Figure Builder series. The colors, the paint looks really nice, very nicely done, a nice dry dry brushing there, some airbrush there too, and nice lines all around. Colors look pretty good. He definitely looks like he does in the game, so very nice figure. And they do come with new bases, so these aren't your standard figure builder bases. It looks like they are modular bases now, so you can probably put them together. And you guys can see here that we get multiple holes here for stacking these up, so you can, pretty much pose your monster in any direction you might want. So again, you can probably, it looks like, I haven't seen the other bases, but it looks like you might be able to join these bases. So they are modular bases. So we're gonna set a contour aside and see who is next. Oh, and here it is, the figure I was very much looking forward to in this volume. It is none other than Devil Joe, and of course this is his enraged version, Savage Devil Joe, or maybe it's regular Devil Joe in rage mode. So, well, no, he does have the dark dragon element here on his back, which is typical of Savage Devil Joe. So I'm sure that, pretty sure this is Savage Devil Joe, and well, looking at this figure already, you can, you can see this really nice paint job, and he's got a glossy finish, which I haven't really seen in too many figure builder figures, but he's got a nice like lacquered finish on him. So I think they're maybe upping their quality even further with nice finishes on the figures, to give a little more protection onto the acrylic paint, because they do always use acrylic paints, or I'm pretty sure like 99% of the time they're using acrylic paints, and so acrylic paints tend to wear a little faster than like oil paints or like solvent based paints, but they're typically what's being used now in the industry. So I'm glad to see that they are using a lacquer or a sealer on top of it. That's what it looks like. That's what this gloss is all about. And I can tell you it makes a big difference. I'm a little bit of a hobbyist myself, and I do have a few board games with miniatures that I do paint myself, and I always use I used to use a lacquer, but now I'm using a water-based urethane sealer. So this looks very good to me, very nicely sealed. You guys can see that the paint is very well applied, and it looks really great. It looks really good. I'm super pleased with this Devil Joe figure. I know I'm a little biased because he is my favorite monster, but this figure is just it's just phenomenal. I don't have anything bad to say about this figure. The cast is nice. The way the figure the way the figure is posed is very similar to previous Devil Joe figures, and I do have those figures here right now, so we can compare those to this new one. And of course I do have the old Devil Joe from Figure Builder Volume 3, so we're gonna see how this one stacks up against that one. But already I can tell you the quality of the paint and the casting on this figure is just it's on a whole nother level. This looks great. So I'm gonna finish putting the figure together. It's kind of loose still, so there we go. So now everything's snapped together nicely, and you can hardly see the joint. It kind of becomes part of his his body structure there. And a little close up on his face. I'm sorry, I know I'm spending a little more time on Devil Joe. I'm really taken with this figure. So, and again, here is another modular base. So these do, yes, they snap together, or do they? Yeah, they have to. Yep, there you go. So you can have your, move the camera so you guys can see. Although these monsters are so massive, they're gonna require their own space. But there it is, Devil Joe and a Contour joined through their bases. So we're gonna we're gonna separate them for now. I want to see Devil Joe by himself. We're gonna put a contour side here and keep opening these boxes. All right. So you guys can see I already sliced the bottom of the boxes, so it's much easier to open them this way, and I really don't like tearing the boxes apart. So I carefully sliced the bottom before filming this video so that it's much faster, and it's just practical to open them this way. And here is Golden Rathian, and boy, yeah, they are really upping their quality. The amount of detail that they're putting into these figures now is phenomenal. You know, I was when I saw this whole new like standard model plus deal, I was a little skeptical. I was just wondering what it was all about. I thought it was just perhaps another little branch of the figure builder series, but I think this might be the way Capcom might be taking these figures now, because you guys can see here, this paint is radiating. This is not just like, this is like, sorry, I'm babbling now. This is gold metallic paint. It's very nice. You guys can see it glittering. I hope the camera does it justice, but you guys can see it there against the light, how this paint just glitters. This looks like that gold leaf or like metallic paint that they sell at a lot of stores, and you guys can see under her wing here. Very nice. So very nice finish. You guys can see the details on the wings. I mean, those of you who have maybe some of these figures know that these are nice figures, but this new volume, let me tell you, it really gets sets the bar high to a new level of quality. The quality is just really good. Another nice little detail is this clear plastic here in her mouth for a little fire detail there. Some of her fire breath coming out of her mouth. Very nice. Clear plastic. You can see the light kind of playing with it. It's translucent plastic. And just the paint job. Again, the pose is pretty typical of your Gold Rathian or Rathian poses. The previous Rathian Gold Rathian from I forget what volume. It's a pretty recent volume, but it's in the regular figure builder volumes. Also has this gold paint, but for some reason I think it's not as glittery or as pronounced. And I'm just thinking that may be because of the sealer that they're applying on these now. I think they were applying sealer on the figures before, but I don't know why they're using this sealer with a higher sheen now. As you guys saw on Devil Joe, it's a very high sheen for a sealer, and I think they could use a flat or a matte sealer, but I think with this they're going for like a satin or a semi-gloss maybe. But I think this has something else, or maybe they're using better quality products. Any case, these figures are slightly above your typical figure builder figures, so they're very nice, just to say the least. I'm gonna cut it short. Don't want to keep on babbling. These are pretty nice figures. So I'm gonna put Gold Rathian on her base there, and it's exactly the same pose as the previous Rathian. And the major difference that I see is the little fire detail in her mouth there. And I guess since they're calling this the Rage version, you guys can see that it's Gold Rathian. I think Gold Rathian when in rage mode does have that little bit of fire continuously coming out of her mouth, so that's probably it. So this is the rage mode, so it'll show monsters in their respective rage modes. And Gold Rathian came with an extra base, so I'm wondering now why that is. So well, I got an extra base, I guess. So now we've got extra pieces, so I think we're getting a bonus figure. Oh, I didn't know that. So let's see if we have Rajon, the golden monkey as I call him, and he looks pretty nice as well. And I think he has been featured in a different volume, but I think this is my first Rajon figure. Yeah, I think it is. I'm looking at my shelf right now, and I don't believe I have another Rajon. Rajan, or you know, I always think I'm mispronouncing these names, so forgive me if I do. I think it might be Rajan or Rajon, you know, whatever. But here he is again in his Super Saiyan mode, as I call it. And of course, it is his Rage mode since he is in this volume. Rajon in Rage mode, and there he is. You know, very, very aggressive looking. Nice paint job overall. He is not. He doesn't have the that glossy seal on it. That you know, the high sheen on him. He's very flat. The paint on him is very flat, just like a contour. I've only seen this high gloss or like you know, high sheen sealer on Devil Joe and Gold Rathian. So he's very much flat. You guys can see that I don't really see that. You can't really see any sheen on him, so the paint is very flat. Except for this, this is like, again, more of that metallic paint on his arms there. It's kind of red. The camera is kind of playing around with it. It's between red and like, I don't know, like magenta. So we're gonna put this little peg. It goes into his chest like so. And of course you can put them on your base like so. So pretty good. And oh, we've got this little, oh, he's of course holding a stick or a piece of a gigantic piece of wood that he or maybe it's rock, I don't know, something he's gonna throw at some hunters. So there you go, very much in rage mode. He goes crazy and starts throwing stuff at you. So there you go, very very proper. There, we're gonna set them aside and move on. We're almost done here with the boxes. So I think, oh, there it is, another extra piece. So we are getting a bonus figure, and because of this tail, I think we know who it is now. I think it's going to be a Zinogre figure. So we're gonna put that aside there. We got our bonus pieces there. And of course we do have an extra base, so now we know that it is an extra figure. So I guess this set comes with 7 figures instead of 6. Oh, and by the way, this is that rare species Tigrex. I think that's what it's called from Monster Hunter 4. I fought him on you know, a couple of times when I was playing Monster Hunter 4. By the way, I can't wait for Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. I got kind of tired, to be honest, to be playing in Japanese, so I kind of stopped. But I will definitely pick it up when it comes out in the US in English. I was having such a hard time with the Japanese in that game, so I'll definitely be picking that up again in early 2015 when it finally comes out in North America, and I will be playing lots. But for now, here we have our again rare species Tigrex. Is that what it's called? But it's you know, it's a different species of Tigrex that was introduced in Monster Hunter 4. And again, I'm sorry if I'm mistaking the name, but I think it is the rare species Tigrex. It might have a different name now, and of course with the official translation, it might be different. But when I was playing Monster Hunter 4, you know, just months ago, I knew it as the rare species Tigrex, so that might have changed. Oh, and there's another peg here. Should go into the base like so. So there it is. He does look like he's in rage mode. He's charging at the hunter when he you know, he does that annoying continuous charging. He does have that. I think it might be just the paint, the different paints they're using. As you guys can see, he is also sealed with that high sheen, especially in his wings. His body overall is not that shiny, but his wings are. So I think it might have something to do with like dark paints, or I'm not sure why they did that, but he does have some you know, differences in texture. Very nice paint job overall, very nice pose. He looks pretty great. We're gonna set him aside, and of course he has his modular base there. And we've come to the final piece in the volume. And of course we already know who this is. Oh, there goes our extra piece flying. Here it is. That's Zinogre's body. And we have a silver Rathalos in the mix here, of course, in rage mode, as he has that little fire detail coming out of his mouth, also like little fire detail in clear plastic. And this unboxing is taking a little longer than I would have liked it to, so I'm gonna try to speed it up a bit here. we're gonna put them together, and he of course has that nice silver paint on him also. Um, Here we go. How does this? It's probably, yeah, probably goes in there. Probably. All right, nice pieces snapping together nicely. The seams are a little noticeable there, but I guess I can't be too picky. And he comes with a little peg. Of course, he's in a flying position. And the little peg goes into the side of his tail, and he sits on his base. Like so. And of course, it's very similar to different Rathalos in the series. Again, I'm sorry I'm blanking out on the volume, but there are two silver Rathalos already, actually, but one of them is in this pretty same pose. The pose is very similar. He's in this flying position. But notice the difference. This guy, it's just the level of detail that these figures are getting now. It's just crazy. A lot of detail on his body with the scales. Very nice shading. The paint job is just wow. It's just really good. I mean, these are getting closer to the creator's model now. That series of figures which are much bigger and much more detailed. So these are pretty much looking like that now. So I guess that's why they are definitely calling it the Plus series. So you guys can admire the details. Here is the fire breath coming out of his mouth in clear plastic. So very nice. I guess I should do my homework and research this new series a little more because I'm that's what I'm guessing here. I'm guessing that they are just introducing a new series of figures, and maybe they are upping their quality a bit. I guess that's the only excuse I can see for including fewer figures in the volume, but still calling it a figure builder volume. I think that's it. Less in quantity but more in quality is what I'm getting from this volume. So we've got our body for Zinogre here, and we've got the arms. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Wow, I was completely mistaken. This is not Zinogre. No way, this is a contour. We got an extra figure for a contour. It's weird. I thought this kind of looked like Zinogre's tail. That's why I was confused. But no, I just noticed that it completely escaped me. So this is a contour, and uh-oh, I seem to be missing the head. Where did that go? I think I left it in one of the boxes, so I hope you don't mind me. I'm gonna... Yep, there it is. Completely missed it. There it is. Left it in one of the little boxes, so there's his head. And there it is. Looks like I'm missing more pieces. Wow, I'm really messing up on this one. Oh, there they are. Again, completely missed them. So tiny. We're gonna, and this one we got to put together ourselves, obviously, since it was it came in pieces separately in the boxes. And the legs are being kind of picky here, but nothing we can't. Okay, come on. Wow, this leg just doesn't want to get in there. Alright, there we go. Seems like went in there fine. And then the tail. And of course we've got our extra contour base. This is a very intense red color for this plastic. It's semi-translucent, so the light kind of goes through it in some of the thinner sections, but it is definitely very intense. You can see the camera barely picks up some of the details. It is like glowing red, but it's a nice figure overall. I don't know why they decided to do a red contour. Maybe different monster could have been nice, but there it is. It's the exact same cast as the other contour, the one that's actually painted, but no paint, so it's just clear. So I guess I'll take it. So there it is, folks. The entire volume, and as I call it, as I understand, as I know, this is the first volume in this new Standard Model Plus series of figure builder figures. There are the figures. Of course, this is the Rage version, so all these monsters are in Rage mode. So that's a nice detail. It's kind of like a theme. So I think they might be doing like themes now. Maybe that would be cool. I can get behind that. So very nice, very neat little theme of Rage. And now, as I promised, I'm gonna set these aside and compare the new Devil Joe figure with a previous Devil Joe. So here is the old Devil Joe figure. This is from Volume 3 again. I think it's been a couple of years since it was released, if I'm not mistaken. I got mine about a year and a half ago, maybe more. So yeah, this has been out for I think about 2 years or maybe more. So here is the new Devil Joe. You guys can see it's roughly the same size. So not really a big difference in size, but in quality, you guys can definitely see a big difference. The paint on this Devil Joe is very flat. It doesn't really look like it has a protective coating, unlike this one. This one looks very much finished. It has a protective coating, and not to mention the level of detail. Of course, we've got the extra rage signifier there, the indication that he's in rage mode. And this is probably Savage Devil Joe, so it's a different version of Devil Joe. And all around, the paint job is just more vibrant. The colors are more vibrant. It's much more colorful. And of course, it does look closer to what Devil Joe looked like in Monster Hunter 4, but the colors are just richer. You guys can see this is a very kind of like flat, like olive green, whereas this is just a more vibrant green. It has more depth to it. You guys can see the details on his scales a little more. They are more pronounced, and it's just overall, maybe I can show you guys a close-up of what I mean. Much more detail. The level of detail on this Devil Joe is a plus. So I'm very happy with this new figure of Devil Joe. Very, very happy. Of course, as I mentioned before, Devil Joe is my favorite monster, so I'm happy to have this new figure. And of course, I've been collecting other Devil Joe figures. This is the Devil Joe from the Encyclopedia series. He's slightly bigger, not by much, but he is a little bigger than these two figure builder Devil Joes. And so he's there. He's also very nicely rendered. The level of detail is definitely up there. He's more in par with this guy. The color's a little different, but it's still pretty rich, and there's a lot of detail in there. So very nice Devil Joe. Not to mention that it has this. It's of course Savage Devil Joe, and he has this little, detail there. I'm thinking that's Savage Devil Joe for sure, because the dragon element on his back is very high. So I think this might just be regular Devil Joe. I'm whatever. I can't remember if he actually gets that little fire on his back when he's enraged. And I'm talking about regular Devil Joe. And finally, here is the Bam Presto Devil Joe with a little Jaggy on his foot, on his claw. He's of course taking the life out of it. So he is probably the bigger Devil Joe. He's very long, kind of a little taller than the other Devil Joes. So you guys can see it here, but the color is closer to the first Volume 3 Devil Joe. It's very flat, very similar. You guys can see here, very similar in color, very flat. So these are our regular Devil Joes, and these are our Savage Devil Joes. So 4 Devil Joes in total. Very cool, very nice. I'm happy to have all 4 of them. To my knowledge, these are all the Devil Joe figures out there, and I'm happy to have them all. And I think that's pretty much it, guys. This has gotten very long, more than I expected, so I'm gonna cut it short. So I want to thank you all so much for watching. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And if I was mistaken with any of the names, or Savage Devil Joe or regular Devil Joe, whatever, just post it in the comments. And yeah, I also want to apologize. I know there has been a lack of videos on my part. I just a lot of things have been happening. Life has happened, so it's just been busy, but I will get back to a regular schedule soon. But for now, I'll be doing little unboxes here and there. I have a few other things to unbox for you guys, so I'll just keep doing that. So again, thank you so much, and see you guys on the next video.